2,000 years ago, a man who ruled the most powerful empire in the world sat down every night and wrote in his private journal. Not about his victories, not about his power, not about his wealth. He wrote reminders to himself about how to think, how to live, how to stay grounded when everything around him was chaos. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and those notes, never meant to be published, became one of the most powerful books ever written. But here is what fascinates me. This man, who had access to unlimited wealth, unlimited power, unlimited everything, wrote almost nothing about money, because he already understood something that most people spend their entire lives trying to figure out. Money is not the mission. How you think about money, that is everything. And today, I want to share 5 Stoic habits that Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics actually lived by, that will completely change how you think about wealth. Because these are not just ancient philosophy. These are the exact mental frameworks that the most financially resilient, most psychologically free people in the world use today. Stay with me. This one is different. Habit 1. Control what you can control. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic teachers, said something so simple it sounds almost too obvious. Some things are up to us, some things are not. That is it. That is the whole philosophy. But apply it to money and everything shifts. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control inflation. You cannot control whether your company downsizes, or the market crashes, or the cost of living rises. What you can control: your spending, your saving, your skills, your work ethic, your choices, your response to every financial setback that comes your way. Most people spend enormous mental energy worrying about the things they cannot change: the stock market, the housing prices, the government, the economy. And they spend almost no energy on the things that actually determine their financial future. The Stoic investor does not panic when markets drop. They see opportunity. They do not chase returns obsessively. They build solid habits, because they know the only thing that has ever been in their control is what they do next. Think about your own financial life right now. How much of your energy is going toward things you cannot change versus things you actually can? That shift from worrying about the uncontrollable to acting on the controllable, that's where financial peace begins. Habit 2. Want less, own more. Epictetus said, and this is one of my favorite quotes of all time, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Read that again. Not in having great possessions, in having few wants. We live in a world that is designed, deliberately, expensively, psychologically designed to make you want more. More clothes, more gadgets, more upgrades, more status, more of everything. And every time you buy something you did not need to impress people who are not thinking about you, you are not getting richer, you are getting poorer. The Stoics called this keeping up appearances, and they considered it one of the most dangerous traps a person could fall into. Because the moment your spending is driven by what others think, you have handed control of your financial life to people who do not pay your bills. The Stoic habit here is simple but radical. Before every purchase, ask one question. Is this a need, or is this wanting to feel a certain way? Not to punish yourself, not to live like a monk, but to own your choices, to make sure your money is working for your life, not for the image you are performing for everyone else. Habit 3. Prepare for the worst, build resilience. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum. In simple terms, negative visualization. Before things go wrong, they imagined them going wrong. Not to be pessimistic, but to be prepared. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, regularly practiced living as if he had lost everything. Not because he was afraid, but because he wanted to know if the worst happened, he could handle it. And in handling it mentally first, he removed the fear. Apply this to your finances. What would you do if you lost your income tomorrow? Do you have an emergency fund, a backup plan, a skill that travels with you no matter what happens? Most people never ask these questions because they are uncomfortable, and then when life happens, as it always does, they are completely unprepared. The Stoic habit is not about pessimism. It is about building the kind of financial resilience that lets you sleep at night. Emergency fund, skills that compound, investments that work without you, not because you expect everything to fall apart, but because you have decided that when it does, you will already be ready. I want to stop here for a second, because this next habit is the one that I think most people need to hear the most. In the comments, tell me honestly, do you make financial decisions based on logic or emotion? One word, logic or emotion? Because the Stoics had something very specific to say about this. Habit 4. Never let money control your identity. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Seneca was worth billions in today's money. The difference between them and most wealthy people then and now, they owned their wealth. Their wealth did not own them. Here is what that actually means. When the market drops, do you panic? When someone else gets the promotion or the raise or the business deal, do you feel like less? When you cannot afford something, does it threaten how you see yourself? If yes, your money has more power over you than you think. The Stoics built what they called rational planning, making financial choices based on logic, not emotion, not on fear, not on status, not on what it means about you if you have it or do not have it. Wealth is a tool, not a measure of worth. And the moment you separate your identity from your bank account, something remarkable happens. You start making better decisions, calmer decisions, longer-term decisions. You stop buying things to feel worthy. You start building things because they align with who you actually are and what you actually want. That is financial freedom, not just having enough money, but not needing money to feel like enough. Habit 5. Build quietly, compound daily. The last Stoic habit, and in many ways the most powerful. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action, and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal." Action by action, not breakthrough by breakthrough, not viral moment by viral moment. Action by action. The Stoics understood something that modern culture has completely forgotten. Real wealth, financial, intellectual, relational, is not built in dramatic leaps. It is built in the quiet, consistent, unglamorous daily actions that nobody applauds. The skill you learn when nobody is watching, the money you save when everyone else is spending, the investment you make when the market feels scary, the habit you keep when motivation has long disappeared. That is where wealth is actually built. Build skills that compound over time. Build knowledge that makes you more valuable every year. Build a reputation for reliability that opens doors. Stop waiting for a big break. Stop hoping for a viral moment or a lucky strike. While everyone else is posting their plans, you are executing. While they are seeking validation for starting, you are finishing. Grit out your success in silence. Compound your knowledge like interest, small daily gains that become massive over years. That is the Stoic way. And it works. It has always worked. Let me bring this together. 5 Stoic habits that have nothing to do with which stocks to buy or how to make money fast. Control only what you can control. Want less so you can own more. Prepare for adversity so it cannot destroy you. Never let your identity live in your bank account. Build quietly. Compound daily. These are not shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. But these are the foundations, the quiet, invisible foundations that every financially free person I have ever studied has built their life on. And here is the thing. You do not need to be Marcus Aurelius to use these. You do not need an empire. You do not need a large income or a perfect financial history or a business idea or a lucky break. You need to start thinking differently about what money is, about what it is for, about what it says and does not say about who you are. That shift in thinking, that is where everything begins. So here is what I want you to do today. Pick one of these 5 habits. Just one. The one that hit you the hardest. The one you know you need most right now. And apply it today. One decision, one choice, one small action that reflects that habit. Because the Stoics did not talk about change. They did not plan for change. They did not wait for the perfect moment to change. They changed, action by action, day by day, quietly and consistently, until the life they wanted became the life they lived. That is available to you, right now, today. If this resonated, watch this next. Because understanding Stoic money habits is one thing, but your daily environment might be working against everything you just learnt. We broke down exactly that, the hidden forces in your environment that keep even the most motivated people financially stuck. It is on your screen right now. I will see you there.